Hello friends, it's Prajwal Pathak this side and you are watching my YouTube channel PyGuru. Friend, today we are going to create a very simple project based on web scraping and data visualization. Okay, see here I am with my script, and throughout this project we will be learning about coronavirus, and we'll be creating a script which can give us real-time updates on coronavirus. Okay, see here I am with my script, and when I will run this, it will give me some data. So let me first run this. Remember, our project will use internet, so you have to get connected with internet first. Okay, so let it gets executed first, and you'll see certain things. See, first of all, we got a let me first minimize this graph, and see we are getting a coronavirus update which tells us that the total number of coronavirus cases encountered in the world yet are 65,247. Total number of deaths by this coronavirus are 1,491, and total number of people recovered from this coronavirus are 7,099. Okay, and then we have some analysis based on individual countries. Like in China, total number of cases encountered are 64,658. Total number of cases encountered today are 4,854, and total number of deaths in China are 1,488. Okay. Similarly, we have some more countries. There are 28 countries which are affected by this coronavirus so far. Okay, so we'll be getting this data. Also, we'll be creating a graph using this data. See, in this graph we have countries and the number of people affected in those countries. Okay, see there are the maximum number of people affected are in China, and you can see these are 64,658. Okay, this is the graph that will be generating. Also, in the folder where I have saved this script, you will see two files. One will be CSV file, okay, which is storing this same data in a Excel supported format. So you can open this Excel file, CSV file in your Microsoft Excel. So let me open it. Okay, so this is the file that we'll be creating. Okay, this file will be automatically generated when we'll run this script. Also, one more thing will be generated, that is this graph, and stored in a PNG format. Okay, so you can use it later. Okay, so this is the whole project that we will be building. And see, this whole project is for beginners and intermediate pythonistas, so don't worry, I'll be teaching everything from basic. And one more thing, this whole project is inside I have compressed it inside the zip format, and you can download it. The link is in the video description. So if you are not able to code everything, or if you are getting errors, you can download it directly from the link. Okay, so now let's get started and create this script from scratch. Okay, see, for this I'm going to some other folder. Let me go to pyProj. Here I have created a folder coronavirus, and we'll be creating from our script from scratch in here. Okay, so let me just close this. Okay, and one more thing that I wanted to show you, sorry, uh, let me run this once again, and you will see what are the things that we have to extract. Let it get executed. See, there are few things. First of all, we have a header. Okay, this is the title of our script. Then we have some certain data like coronavirus cases, deaths, and recovered. Then we have a table. Finally, we have a graph. Okay, so four things we have to do. First of all, we have to generate this title. Then we have to generate this data. Okay, then we have to create a table, and then we have to create a bar graph. Okay, also what we'll be doing saving this table in a CSV file, and saving this graph in a PNG file. Okay, so this is the whole thing that we have to do. So let's get started. And for generating this data, we have to use a website. Okay, let me just close this, and let's create a new file, save it here. Okay, and I will be giving it a name of coronavirus.py. You can give it any name, virus.py. Okay, now we have to create our script inside this. First of all, let's learn what is coronavirus. So see, here I am at the official website of World Health Organization, and it says that coronavirus are a large family of viruses that cause illness ranging from common cold to more severe diseases such as MERS and SARS. Okay, basically, novel coronavirus is a new strain that has not been previously identified in humans. See, what is coronavirus has been encountered on Earth for long times, but this nCoV, that is novel coronavirus, is a new kind of virus in this family. Okay, mainly it gives us you can say that respiratory or breathing problems. Okay, and nearly more than 1400 plus people died due to this virus. If you want to learn more about it, you can read this whole WHO web page. Okay, I'll be giving its link in the video description, so you can learn it from there. Now, to extract the data, we have to visit a website. Okay, see, we are generating the data on the fly, or we are web scraping it. Okay, so as I said in the beginning, this whole project is of web scraping and data visualization. See, the thing that we extracted is this coronavirus, total number of coronavirus cases, total number of deaths, and total number of people recovered. Okay, but don't worry, we do not have to visit every time this website. Okay, and then we have this table, we have to extract this table from this website. Okay, so these are the two things that we have to extract from this website. So I'll be teaching you how can you extract data from websites. So for this, see, here I am with my file, and let me give it some name. So analysis on corona virus. Okay, and see, I have created a help.txt file. So let me just close this. See, first of all, the link for this website is I have stored in a URL variable this. Okay, so we have to first just copy it. So let me just copy it, and I'll be giving it in the video description, so don't worry. Or also it simply as worldometers.info/coronavirus. Okay, so if you just press Ctrl C here, and you have to store it in a variable URL. Okay, like this, and put quotes around the URL. Okay, so also the module that we are going, or the libraries that we are going to need for this project are request library, beautiful soup 4 library, pandas library, and matplotlib library. Remember, these 4 libraries are not available to us by default in Python, so you have to pip install it. Now how can you pip install a library? Simply you have to open your command prompt, open it like this, and then you have to type pip install, then your library name. Suppose if I want to install beautiful soup 4 library, so you have to type beautiful soup 4 and press enter, and it will install beautiful soup 4 library for you. But I have already installed it, so I will get a requirement already satisfied message. But don't worry, it will get simply installed on your system. Okay, so this is how you can install these libraries. Now I have teached one. You can install this rest libraries like this: pip install request, pip install beautiful soup 4, pip install pandas, and pip install matplotlib. Okay, so this is how you have to install it. Now this request library will be needing to make a request to the website. This beautiful soup 4 library will be needing to extract data from the website. This pandas library will be needing to create tables, okay, and save it in the Excel supported format. And this matplotlib library will be needing to create generate the bar graph and saving it in PNG file. Okay, so this is the whole thing that we have to do. So first let's get started. First of all, let's import the request library. Import requests. See, what we do in browsers like Chrome, Firefox, or any other browser like Opera. See, what we do, we simply go to create open new tab, okay, and type website name here or website link here, and press enter, and it opens that website. Okay, but in programming language you cannot simply visit website like this. Instead, what we do, we make a request to the website, and in response the website give us some data that we need. Okay, see what I am saying. Let's do this with the practical. See, I am importing request here. Request library will be using to make request to the website. So what you have to do first, create a variable r. We are going to create making request. Okay, making a request to the world meters website. Okay, so first we have to make a request to this website, and in response the website will give us data that we want. Okay, so how can you make a request? Just create a simple variable r, and inside this request library type first the request library, and inside it we have a get function using which we can make a request to the website. So inside this you have to pass the URL of the website. Suppose if you want to visit Google, so you have to type https://www.google.com. okay, here we have stored the link of the website in a URL variable, so we can simply pass URL variable here. Okay, and now if I print r, see, this project will be needing internet, so you have to get connected with internet. So if I print r and run this, and if everything goes fine, I should be getting a response of 200. So see, I'm getting a response of 200, and if you are getting a HTTP response of 200, it means that everything is working fine and you are able to connect with this website. Okay, so since I am getting a response of 200, it means that I am getting able to get connected with this website. Okay, now along with the response of 200, this website is also request giving us some data, and you can see that data just by printing r.text. Okay, if you print r.text, it will print the data that the website is giving us, but I'm not going to show you what this uh, I'm not going to print r.text because it will crash my Sublime Text 3, as my system specifications are not very high. But I can tell you what is the response that you will be getting. Just go to the Chrome website, open this website and press right click anywhere on this website and select view page sources. See, when you will print r.text, this the output that will be getting is exact same thing. Okay, see, this is a HTML file. If you are a HTML, if you ever learn HTML, you can see that this is a HTML file because it's starting from doc type HTML. Okay, HTML lang, and this is a HTML file that the website is giving in response to us. Okay, see, this is the last file. That's why I wasn't printing because this much amount of data will be printed in a spontaneously in my Sublime Text 3, so my Sublime Text 3 will crash. That's why I'm not printing it. Okay, but you can try by printing r.text. Okay, but I have shown you what the output that will be getting. The exact same thing this thing will be getting on printing r.text. Okay, now just remove this thing. We had made a request. Okay, and now we know that what r.text will be doing to us, but again, see, this data is of no use to us. Though we are getting this much amount of data, but we don't know what is useful to us from this whole amount of HTML page. Okay, so we have to extract the useful data from this whole HTML page. So how can we do that? For extracting data from websites, you have to import another module or library, that is beautiful soup 4 library. Okay, so first you have to install it. So try pip install beautiful soup 4. So after installing it, import it like this from bs4 import beautiful soup. Okay, so from the bs4 library, bs4 stands for beautiful soup library, import beautiful soup class. Okay, so now what we have to do, see, why we are using bs4 to extract the particular data from the website. Okay, so that's why we are using beautiful soup 4 library, and now we have to pass this r.text that I just shown you to this beautiful soup library. How can you make it? First let me make a comment. Parsing HTML file to beautiful soup. Okay, now let's create a variable HTML. Okay, and in this HTML store the r.text. Okay, that we are getting. R.text is this whole exact same thing, and we are storing it in a HTML variable. Now we have to pass this variable to this beautiful soup class. Okay, how can we create? See, this is a class. Every class, to use a class, you have to make an object of the class, and if you don't know what is object, just think it like simply a variable. You can give it any name. I'm giving it a name of soup. Okay, you can give it any name, and after this, the class name, our class name is beautiful soup. Okay, and inside this beautiful soup class, we have to pass two things. First, a HTML file. See, we have stored the HTML file in this HTML variable, so I'll be simply passing HTML here, and then we have to pass a parser. Okay, see, most of the websites are written in HTML, and one default parser is available to us in beautiful soup 4 library, that is html.parser. Okay, and you do not need to know what is html.parser because it's a bit advanced thing, and all you have to do is just simply pass it. It's available by default. Okay, and what it will be doing, it will be simply telling beautiful soup that you have to read this file using this parser. Okay, so we have passed this, we have passed the data to beautiful soup 4. Now we can extract useful data from this whole HTML file. How can we do this? First of all, let's try to extract the header or the title of this web page, or the title of this web page. Okay, so how can we do this? Simply, after passing the soup, let's extract some basic data. Extract basic data. Okay, how can we do that? Just simply type print soup.title. Okay, now what it will do, it will extract the title of this web page from the soup. So let me just run this, and you will be getting the title of the web page from here, printed here. See, we are getting the title of the page, and it's saying that coronavirus update live, 65,247 cases and 1,491 deaths from Wuhan, China virus outbreak. Okay, by worldometer. But see, here we are getting one more thing, and this is this tags. See, anything inside this angular brackets are known as tags. This is a part of HTML, and if you have ever learned HTML, you might be knowing what is this. uh, Title tag is simply store the title of a web page. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to remove this title. How can we remove this title? Or see, if in Beautiful Soup, and if you want to remove any tag, what you have to do, simply use dot text here. Okay, see, this dot text is given to us by Beautiful Soup, but the r dot text was given to us by request library. Okay, so this dot text is both this dot text are different. Okay, this text is given by request library, and this dot text is given by Beautiful Soup library. Okay, this dot text gives us the HTML file, and this dot text simply removes the tags. Okay, so you have to do this, and let me just save this and run this again, and it should give us now the title without any tag. See, the title tag is removed. Okay, so this is how you can remove the tags. Okay, so we have extracted that you can say that title of the web page. Now we have to do just make a empty print statement. It should be giving us a new line. Okay, if your print statement is empty, it should just give us new line. Okay, and first of all, now just come to this website and see what data we have to extract. See, this website is storing a lot of data, and we do not need to extract all this data. Okay, see, you can see that it has a huge amount of data, and we do not need all this data. What we need is only this thing, coronavirus cases, this thing, deaths, and this thing recovered. And one more thing that we will needing is this table. Okay, so we have to extract this. How can we extract this? See, in Beautiful Soup 4, Beautiful Soup, if you want to extract particular data, what you have to do, first go to the website that you want to extract data from, select, right click on it, and select inspect. Okay, so it should open inspect element for us. So let it get started. Okay, so it's giving some code of the website here on the right side. Okay, by you can also open this inspect by pressing Ctrl Shift I. Okay, now see what you have to do, just go to the thing that you want to extract. Suppose I want to extract this coronavirus cases text. So what you have to do, I will just go to above this text and right click on it and press again inspect. Okay, it will highlight the particular thing on the left. See, this blue line is highlighting, and it's written that coronavirus cases. Okay, so we have to extract this thing. Also see above we have a div. You can think a div like a block. See, when I press on div, something gets highlighted. So let me just go here, and you can see on the left side the coronavirus cases number 64,247 gets highlighted. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to simply extract the data of this div. You can think a div like a block. Okay, so we have to extract the data of the div, and when I will go see, and next div, it highlights the deaths and 14091. So let me minimize this, and okay, let me scroll down a little, and when I go to the next div, it highlights death, and when I go to the next div, it highlights recovered. Okay, so we have to extract data of these three divs. Also see, every web page has lots of divs. Okay, a website can have more than 100 of divs, so we have to extract only those div that are useful to us. See, how can we find the div that is useful to us? First go to the thing that you want to extract, press right click on it, press inspect, and it should give us the div, and see, when I press on it, the coronavirus cases get highlighted. See, it has an id of main counter rep. This thing has an id of main counter rep, and this thing has an id of main counter rep. You can say that this is a div. Okay, if you do not understand div, don't worry, it's a part of HTML. Okay, and it is used in web pages. Okay, mainly what you have to do, you have to extract these three divs who has an id of main counter rep. Okay, so how can we extract these divs? Simply go to our, let's go to our Sublime Text 3. Here what we are going to do, live data. Let's create a variable live data. Okay, and now soup dot, see what will be working now with this soup variable only, okay. And soup dot find all. Find all is a function which can find all the tags that we are going to pass inside this. So we have to search those tags which are div, okay. And then we have a id of main counter wrap. See, you can find this id from here. See it here, it's written main counter wrap, main counter wrap, and main counter wrap. See, a web page can have hundreds of divs, but we need only those divs which have a id of main counter wrap, and there are only 3 divs here which have a main counter wrap, okay, id. And so we will pass id here, which is main counter wrap. So let me just pass it. So we are just going to find all those divs which have a id of main counter wrap. And if I print live data, you should get some html file here, extracted html data here. So let me just run this. Trace name live is not defined. Oops, sorry, here I have a variable mistake. It's live data, okay. So let me run this, and we should be getting some output. Then after we will learn how can we extract text only. See, we are getting a list of lists, and it has a div id of main counter wrap, okay. And then again we have a div of main counter wrap here, and then again we have a div of main counter wrap here, okay. Now see, we have to extract particular things like coronavirus cases, this number, okay, then deaths, and then this number, okay, and then recovered, and then this number, okay. So we have to extract this thing. Now it's very easy. See, we here it's a list, okay. Now we know that we can use a for loop on lists. How can you use a for loop on lists? Simply you can do it like this: for I in live data. The list, our list name is live data. Always remember, when you will be using find all function, it will return your list. See, we are getting a list because it has a square brackets here. See, what we are going to do, print I dot text. We are just going to print I dot text, and let me run this, and you should be getting everything, every text removed, and only the data that we need. See, we have successfully extracted data. First of all, the title of the web page, then coronavirus cases, which is 65,247, total number of deaths, and total number of recovered, and we have extracted successfully from this website, okay. See, we have successfully extracted these 3 things from the website, okay. So the thing is completed. Now we have to extract the table here. Hope you understood it. At any point of time, if you are not able to understand anything, so you can just ask it in the comment section. Now I'm here at the table. We have to extract this table, okay. So again, just go to this table, right click on it, and press inspect, and it should give us it should take us to the code of this file. See here, everything is stored in we have a t head here. See, main thing is t head, and then we have a t body. If I go to t head, it highlights the row, see, in the left on blue, and if I go to t body, it highlights the data of the table, okay. So what we have to do, we have to extract this t body. So how can we extract t body? Simply, I'll be telling you. Again, we are going to do the same stuff that we just did, okay. So we have printed some basic data. Now what we are going to do, we are going to print a statement, print analysis based on individual countries. Again, if you are not able to understand anything, you can ask it individual. Is it this thing? Okay, so it's like this, individual countries. If you are not able to understand anything, you can ask it in the comment section. Now we are going to extract the data of the table. See, you have to find the tag, okay. See, how can you find the tag? Simply go on the thing that you want to extract, right click on it, and it should highlight on the left. See, we are here, and let me just minimize the thing, t head and t body. See, we have 2 things, t head and t body. We have to extract the table data of t body. Why not t head? Because I'll be creating it myself, okay. We will be creating the header of the table myself, so we are not going to extract the t head. We are just going to extract this t body. See, every t body has a row. See, number tr stands for table row. See, this tr, first tr highlights China, second tr highlights Japan, third tr highlights Singapore, fourth tr you can say that highlights Hong Kong. So like this, okay. Every tr is simply the row of a table. T body is the whole data of the table. Tr is a particular row of the table, and if I open this tr further, this td is a particular column of the table. You can highlight the next, see on the left, when I go to this td, second td 64,658 gets highlighted. The next td highlights 4854, next td highlights 1488. Okay, so like this. Also see, I won't be extracting this whole table. Okay, I only want these four rows of this four columns of this table: country, territory, total cases, changes, and total deaths. Okay, and I don't need these three things or these three columns of the table. I only want these four columns of the table, first four columns of the table. So how we are going to do that? Simply see again, let's create a comment here: extracting table data. Okay, and let me just make my spelling correct. Extracting table data, working fine. Let's create a variable table body. You can give it any name. Okay, table body. And again we are going to do the same thing, soup dot find all. And inside this, first of all, see, why use find all? Because we know that web page can have multiple or huge amount of divs, but here only we have one table inside this web page, and we have only one t body. Okay, if you visit this whole web page, you will find that this whole web page has only one table. Okay, so we have to extract only this t body. So instead of this whole find all function, we can just use find function. Okay, find function is used when you have only one tag. Find all function is used when you have multiple tags. So I am using find here. Inside it I will be passing t body. Okay, now you see, this t body has no id or class of itself. Okay, so what we have to do, we are not going to pass anything here. Like we have passed id here, main counter rep. We have no id, so we are not going to pass anything here. Okay, we have successfully extracted table body. If I print it, you will see the whole body of the table will be printed. You can print it by yourself. See, I'll be telling you what you have to do. You can do and see yourself. But now we are going to extract the table rows here from this. So how can you do extract table rows? Just go to like this, create another variable table rows, and from this, see, we have stored the t body in table body variable, and now we are going to extract rows from this table body. So first we have to type table body first dot find all. Okay, and inside this we will be passing the thing that we have to extract, and we have to extract table rows. And see, table rows are written in tr. See, it's written in tr tag, tr tag, tr tag, tr tag, tr tag. Okay, so we have to extract this tr, so you have to simply pass tr here. Okay, and let me go for I in table rows. Okay, and print I, it should be printing all the rows of the table. So let me run this and see if it's working fine or not. So let it get executed. Don't worry, see my system expectations are not high, so it sometimes hangs. Okay, it's saying that we have a error here. Actually it's error because my system is not getting internet, so don't worry, let me again just run this and it should work fine. Let it get executed, and then we are going to extract particular things from see particular countries. We are going to extract countries and save it to some list. We are going to extract these numbers, save it to some list. We are going to extract these numbers, save it to some list. We are going to extract these numbers and save it to some list, like this. Okay, and let it get executed. Actually see, it's a huge amount of data, that's why it's taking time, but it should not be getting any time, taking any time on your system. Okay, so don't worry. And okay, let it get executed. Pray to God that my system does not hangs. Okay, and it should fine. Okay, so again let me just tell you what we are going to do. We are going to extract all these countries and store it in the countries list. We are going to extract all these numbers and store it in a cases list. Okay, we are going to extract these numbers and store it in today's list. We are going to extract this row or whole column and save it to deaths list. Okay, so we are going to do this whole thing. See, and finally we have an output here. And see, you can again see we have a tr here. Okay, and you can see that each tr has been extracted and printed here. See, every tr. Okay, first TR, second TR, third TR. In total we have 28 TRs printed on my screen. See, TR, 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 TR. Okay, so you know that how can we extract all the rows of the table. Okay, so this is it. Now we have to extract all the TDs of the table. Now TD stands for particular data of the column of the table. See, each TR has its own TD. Like first TD extracts highlights China, second TD highlights 64,658, third TD highlights 4854, and fourth TD highlights 1488. Okay, so we have to extract these four columns. Then we will move to the next row. Okay, which is of Japan, and we will extract the first TD, second TD, third TD, fourth TD. Then we'll move to the third row, extract first four columns, and then we'll move to the next row like this. Okay, so we'll be doing like this. As I told you, I'll be storing all the countries in a countries list. So let me just remove this. Let's create a list of countries. Okay, like this. Then let's create a cases list, which stores the total number of cases identified. Then let's create a today's list, okay, which will store the number of uh, cases encountered today. And then let's create a deaths list, will store the total number of deaths in that country. Okay, so these are simply what we are going to do. We are going to extract all these all these countries, store it in this countries list. We are going to extract these numbers and store in a cases list. Okay, then we are going to extract this third column and store it in the cases list, today's list. And then we are going to extract this fourth column, and that is total deaths, and store in his deaths list. Okay, so this is the whole thing that we are going to do. Now how can we do that? Simply again we are going to create a for loop on the list, going to apply a for loop on this list table rows for tr in table rows. Okay, this is the same thing saying that for I in table rows. You can give this variable name anything. I'm just giving it tr because it's sound like table row. Okay, then we are going to extract id from it. How can we extract id? Simply tr dot find all, okay, td, and like this we have to do. See, as we are going to first of all we extracted the whole web page, okay, from r.text. Then we extracted particular stored it in soup variable and extracted the table web page title soup.title. Then we extracted soup.findAll div, and then we extracted soup.find tbody. Okay, stored this tbody in table body variable. Then from this table body we extracted tr, and from this tr we are going to extract all the tds. Okay, like this. Now what's it this id be storing? This id is simply a list of all the tds of the first row. Okay, then when the tr will increase, the second tr will store all the td of second row, like this. Okay, so what we are going to do, simply see, first list countries dot append. Okay, see how can you add data to a list? Simply countries dot append. Okay, inside it you have to pass td of 0 dot text. Now see, we know that this TD, there's a lot of TDs like first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and one TD is hidden here. You can see. Let me just minimize it. Open the first one, TR, and you can see there should be at least 8 TD. First TD, second TD, third TD, fourth TD, fifth TD, sixth TD, seventh TD, 8 TD. This 8 TD is hidden. Okay, so actually we do not need all this TD. We need the first 4 TDs. So what we are going to do, and how can we get the first TD? We know that in list index start from 0 to first TD is stored in TD of 0. Let me just copy it, paste it here, paste it here, paste it here. Okay, so we are going to extract the first TD. What is first TD? First TD is storing the name of the country, second TD is storing the total cases, third TD is storing the number of cases encountered today, and the fourth TD is storing total number of deaths. Okay, so we are going to store the first TD in the countries list, second TD in the cases list, third TD in the third TD in today's list. Okay, today's list is storing the total number of cases encountered today, and the fourth list deaths, we are going to store the fourth TD. Okay, so first TD can be passed by using 0, second TD can be passed by 1, third TD can be passed by 3, and fourth TD can be passed by passing 3. Okay, like this. Now let me just print countries list here. You should be getting the all the name of the countries, and let's see if we are getting the data or not. Okay, again remember, name TD is not defined. Okay, oops, actually I have written id here, it should be td here. Okay, sorry, my fault. Don't worry, all this data is in a zip format, you can download it. Okay, see, we are getting, or we have successfully extracted all the names of the countries and stored in a countries list here. Okay, similarly cases should store all the number of cases, and today should store all the total number of cases encountered today, and the death list should store the number of deaths encountered today. Okay, so I have just shown you by printing countries. And now what we have to do, we have to create our own table, and to create our own table we have to use another library, that is pandas library. So you have to import it first. So import it like this, import pandas as pd. So first you have to install it, you can do it like uh, pip install pandas. Okay, now what we are going to do, we are going to create a our own table. So how can we do that? See, in pandas, first of all we have to create a new list, indices. Okay, let me just not create this right now. See, how can you create a table in pandas? First of all, you have to create your own table headers. See, I'm creating a simply list, and don't worry if you are not able to understand it, just do what I am doing. First element will be countries, second element will be total cases, sorry, total cases. Third element will be let's say today's cases, and the fourth element will be deaths. Okay, you have to do it like this. Now we are going to create a table for us. How can we create a table frame? Let's create a variable first, df, and inside the pandas library we have a function data frame. Okay, you have to call this data frame, and inside this first you have to pass all the lists which you want to extract data from. See, we have four lists: the countries list, cases list, today's list, and this list. Okay, so what we are going to do, just use the list constructor inside this zip function, and inside this just pass your list name, countries, then cases, then today's, and then this. Okay, and then what we are going to do, here we are going to pass sorry, it should be column, and inside here we are going to pass the headers list. So this is the whole thing that we have to do, and after that we are going to print uh, df here, data frame, and it should be printing a table for us. So let me just print df, and you should be getting a table here, and let's see if everything works fine or not. If everything is working fine, we should be getting a table here of all the countries and all the four columns side by side. So let it get executed, and let's see. Okay, let me again run this, so don't worry. Okay, after that what we have to do, we have to create a bar graph only. So nearly 60% of the thing we have did, we have generated the data, extracted data. Now we have to create a table, and then we have to create a bar graph from it. So let's see if we are working. Why it's not working? Everything it's fine. Name error, name countries is not defined. Okay, so we are getting an error here. Countries, I have written the spelling wrong, it should be countries, cases, today's, and this. So let's again run this, and let's see. See, do not get worried if you are getting errors. Okay, without get worried when you are not getting any errors. So we should be getting in the table. This time everything should work fine. See why it's taking time, because first of all it is extracting data. Okay, and then it is creating table from that data. So this is, that's why we are, it's taking time. Don't worry, everything's working fine. And after this the work of this Chrome is done. Okay, if we are getting everything fine, the Chrome work of Chrome is done, we can simply remove it. Okay, and got an expected keyword argument columns. Don't worry, I have to just remove this columns. It should be column or columns. Let me just COL columns. Okay, it should be columns, I think. Yes, it's columns, and my fault. And inside the columns we are passing the headers list, headers. So let me again run this, and it should work this time. So we are stuck at one thing. Okay, sorry. It's either my internet or my system is little hanging, but don't worry, everything's fine. And sorry, get executed fast, get executed fast, get executed fast, get executed fast. And it's okay, we are, I think we are going to get the result this time. Yep, so everything's working fine and we are getting a result here. See, we have simply got a table here, and this is based on individual countries. See, we have the headers first, countries, total cases, today's cases, and this. Then we have individual countries, the number of total cases in that country, today's cases, and the number of deaths. Okay, so everything's working fine. So we do not need anything. We do not need this Chrome now. See, we have extracted this table, this column, this column, this column, this column. Put it like this. Okay, so everything's worked fine. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to close this Chrome now because it's taking a lot of my RAM. And okay, so the only problem in this table you can see is that it's starting, the index is starting from 0, not from 1. So what you have to do, you have to create a indices list which should start from 1. So let's see how can we do this. First of all, we have here spelling is wrong, so country's name, it should be countries. So we have did this. Now again I'm going to create one more list, index equals, and see how can you create a fast list. Just type I for I in range. It should be starting from 1, and then len of countries. Len of countries is our list, and len will give the total number of elements in this list. And what we have to do, we have to pass this indices. Okay, it should be indices. Why not index? Because index is a parameter inside this data frame class. So we are going to here and bind this list with this class. How can we do that? We have a function, sorry, parameter index, and inside this index we are going to pass our indices list, and this time we should be getting our table. Okay, and the number should start from 1. So let's see if it's working fine or not. And then after, we have to do only one more thing, we have to create the bar graph. Okay, so I think it's working fine. Yes, see, now everything is working fine and we are getting a table here. Number is starting from 1. Here we have the headers, countries, total cases, today's cases, deaths, and then we have this all data. Okay, now see, why have used the list zip countries, cases, today's, and then deaths pass here. It will extract first element from this, first element from this, first element from this, first element from this, and put it like this. Then it will extract second element, second element, second element, second element at the same time, and put it like this. Okay, so that's why we have used zip function here. See, okay, so this is how it's working. Now what we have to do, we have to create or you can say that we have to create a bar graph from this. How can we create a bar graph? See, just do what I am going to do. To create a bar graph, you have to import the matplotlib library. So how can you import matplotlib library? First you have to import install it. So after installing it, type import matplotlib dot pyplot as plt. Okay, after importing it, what you have to do, let's create a bar graph. So how can you create a bar graph? So let's plotting the bar graph. Okay, so first I will be creating the bar graph, and then I will be explaining what each line is doing to us. Okay, so first let's create a variable ypos. It's a list, and again we are going to do the same thing here that we have just did here. See, why? Because see, what this indices is storing, this is storing numbers from 1 to 28. Simply we have to create ypos which should store numbers from 1 to 28. See, we have to create 28 bars. That's why I am creating this list. Okay, and then what we have to do, to create a bar graph, you have to call the plt.bar function. Okay, inside this, first you have to pass the x-axis. X-axis is ypos. Okay, and on the y-axis we are going to store the cases. Okay, and then after that we are going to do align equals center. Just do what I am doing. After that I will be explaining, after the bar graph is made, I will be explaining what each thing is doing. Alpha equals 0.5. What is alpha doing? It will account for the amount of color of the bar graph. Okay, so don't worry. And then we have to do few more things. plt.xtext. Here just pass ypos and then the countries list, and then the rotation. No, okay, sorry. Just do this, and then plt.ylabel, ylabel, and inside ylabel just pass total cases. You can pass any string here. I'm passing total cases, and then plt.title. Don't worry, I'll be explaining what each thing is doing. Persons affected, persons affected by coronavirus, coronavirus. Okay, and then plt dot uh, so okay, to show the figure you have to call the plt dot show. Let's get generate the bar graph, and after that I'll be explaining what we have just did. It's not easy to explain it like this, so that's why I'm first creating the bar graph. See, we have a bar graph here. Now let's learn what each line is doing here. See, first of all, we have created ypos, I for I in range 1 len countries plus 1. This list is just simply creating 28 bars for us. See, we have 28 bars for us. Then we have xtix ypos countries. This thing is responsible for the name of the countries: China, Singapore. But let's see, these things are overlapping. The name of the countries are overlapping on each other. So what we are going to do simply inside here, pass rotation and pass 80 here. Okay, so it will rotate the names by 80 degree, and this time we should be getting names of the countries without overlapping to each other. Okay, so let's it get generated. See, now we have a name of the list, name of the countries rotated by 80 degrees to each other. See, we have 28 bars here. We have the name of the countries rotated. Let me just do clear, remove this one and minimize this one in the window mode. And let me show. See, this y label total cases is responsible for this. On the y label we have to mention total cases. This title is responsible for this person affected by coronavirus. This x text is responsible for this name of the countries. Okay, this plt bar is responsible for this thing bars. Okay, and see, we have created on the x-axis we have ypos, that is we have to create 28 bars. On the y-axis we have to pass the cases list, which is storing number of cases. Only one thing is not good here, that is China is first here and the Belgium is last here. Okay, I want to reverse this. I want that China should be at the end. So how can we do that? Just how can you reverse the list? Simply just by doing this -1. Okay, it should reverse the list. Also here too we have to just reverse the list, and this time we should be getting the correct graph. And after that we just have to save our Excel file and the this figure. So let's it get done, and we are nearly done with our project. See, now see, Belgium at the beginning and China is at the end, and it's also storing the number of let me maximize it and show it to you. 64,658. China is at the end. Okay, and it has the maximum largest bar. Okay, Belgium only one person suffered from this, so we have only one, and there's no bar because showing one is little difficult for it. Okay, on two like Spain, Russia, 3 for Italy and Philippines, India has 5, like this. Okay, so this is how it's working. And now what we have to do, we have to just save our this table and the bar. So how can we save the table? Simply we have to do one thing. See, inside the folder here we have no saving away. Okay, so we are not saving anything, so we have to save the bar and this table and the bar graph. How can you save it? Simply type df to csv. To CSV is a function which can save the table to in CSV format. Inside this you have to pass the name of the file by which you want to save it. So I want to save it by coronavirus.csv and coronavirus analysis. Okay, so let's just do it, analysis. Okay, and here what we are going to do, this will save the table in the CSV format, and then we have to save the our figure also. How can we save figure? plt.savefig. This is a function which will save this bar graph in PNG format. So again you have to give your name coronavirus.py instead of this. What you have to do, corona analysis dot png. Okay, and we should be getting a DPI of 600. See, DPI is responsible for resolution of the thing. After that, run this and we are done with our project. And this should save us a CSV file and the PNG file, and if everything is works fine. Okay, so let me just minimize this. We are getting table, we are getting all the data extracted from the website, we are getting this thing. Okay, and also in the folder we'll be getting two more things. See, we have a CSV file which you can open in Microsoft Excel. See, we have an Excel file, okay, which is storing this table, and let me just close this. And then we have a PNG file also which is storing the bar graph for us. So see, we are done with our project. Okay, so this is the whole project, guys, and you can then just format it, like you can print a empty print statement here, and it will make some new lines for us, so it will make this thing look good. Okay, see, every time you run this program, the old thing will get erased and the new things will be printed on the screen. So let me just print a print statement here, and then let me just print a print statement here, and it should be giving it a nice output for us. See, every time you will run this program, this this thing will get overwritten and new file will be generated. This thing also will get overwritten and the new file will be generated for us. Okay, so see, okay, it's looking nice. This time you can print /t here to indent into the right a little, put a tab. We are getting a bar graph. We have also saved the file in the CSV format and in the PNG format. Okay, so this is it, guys, for this project. Hope you will learn something new. If you have any doubt regarding this project, you can ask in the comment section. You can download the whole project in the zip format from the video description. If you are new, if you like this video, leave a like or a dislike. If you are new to my channel, subscribe it. Thank you. See you in the next video.